Good afternoon, everybody. This is the Power of Healing with Utabi, Ungowekethelo. Mtungwa. So, as you see today, the topic is about a lot of things can happen when you decide to dismiss or deny the calling of the spirit of the spiritual realm. So, when you decide to deny or dismiss it, or dismiss what you have been told, a lot of things can happen. So I'm going to make Mina as the example because I like referring to myself. I had to give in. Sorry about that. I had to give in to the calling because I decided to see seeing people struggle because of the calling or because of uh, uh, um, ukungamameli, because of ignoring the signs, uh, and then kids suffer, and then siblings suffer, or other people struggle basically because of me. So I had to decide and make the choice because it's going to end with me. I'm going to give myself up so that kungaze kumosheke, so it doesn't cause more permanent damage than we think. Because us denying or dismissing, sometimes it goes into causing a permanent damage, even to our kids' lives, generations to come. So I had to make the choice. Because in total essence, or truth be told, we don't have a choice. Truth be told, we don't have a choice, and we might seem, or we might portray it like there's a choice. There's no choice. It's either you do it, or it descends to one of your children, or to one of your grandchildren. But it's going to descend until somebody hears the call and responds to it. And the more it descends, the more damage it causes. Okay. So yeah, I had to decide to know. Let me just complete it. There is this saying ethi konke kwakuyinzuzo kimi ngakushaya indiva. Not because I wanted exclusive, or I wanted unnatural powers, or supernatural powers, or ngithanda izinto. But at some point, somebody has to make that decision and say, look, I mean, we are told, we are seeing the signs. Siyabona, you are given signs, messages, visions, dreams, everything. So at some point, you're just going to have to give in. So a lot of people would see signs, visions, consult. Ne? After the consultation, you are told what to do. And then you deny it or dismiss it, okay. Athi ngime yesilu. Yo, hey, isilungu savele sahamba. All right, ungo. Ima yesilu. Yeah. Procrastinate. Procrastinate. Yeah. Procrastination. Yo. Sahamba isilungu. So we angizoyenza ngelinye ilanga. You know, we postpone. Yeah. So I had to make a decision ukuthi yazini azilime ziyetsheni. And I'm glad I did that, because honestly speaking to you guys, Mina, my journey is done. Mina, I've fulfilled my purpose. And I'm glad I did it, because I have kids. So when we are told, stop. I would have said it's better to not know than to know, but it still doesn't help you in any way, because you know already. You see the visions, you have revelations, you have dreams, you see things. You know, Guti, you have a calling. You are told wherever you consult, or Guti, you have a calling, and you're like, baqalile laba banamanga, or but fact is, it's not helping you in any way. So I don't want to be long with this video, guys. I'm not going to explain in depth ezinye izinto ne. But I'm just going to give you some sort of insight. Kunalento ekuthiwa umlilo wabaphansi. That is very real, and that other people are going through, but ababoni or abazi, or they are denying the signs. I made a video. I think I've made a video, and I spoke about kids that we adopted, kids that are adopted by your ancestors or spirits. Then I spoke about kids that are actually a gift from the spiritual realm or the spiritual world. Now, let's take it you are one of those kids who has been given or who has been called to serve a purpose, so that number 5, 6, and 7 get to finish their journey, because sometimes you have to complete yours so other people can complete theirs. So their success, or their journey's success, is dependent on yours. And now when you are dismissing yours and denying yours, which now you are saying to God or the spirit's guide or the spiritual guidance, that your will not be done, because Mina, I will not be in that level, or I will not see myself nothing, or I will not lose into nazo, or isn't into just because I need to fulfill this. So it's like basically a slap on God's face that I won't do it. I won't do your purpose, or I won't do what you have commanded me to do. So now, just as in ancestral spirits, and it's the same thing with God, because you have to understand something, guys. You have to understand something. Amathonga abantu abadala sibakhonza siyabakhumbula. We all serve the same God. So yours is not different to mine. Could be different because as standards in the I don't know, but the one that maybe is the Holy Ghost and the Holy God, I serve that God. Now, so yeah. So don't send me that comment that says spirits are of the devil, or spirits are evil, and being a medium is from the devil. Repent. You'll be surprised that I know God better than you. Or at least I know my God, and I know the God that I serve. And don't make your problems mine. Because when you look at the title of the video, it tells you what we're going to speak about. You have a choice not to watch it. You have a choice not to watch it. Don't impose, as I'm not imposing my gift to anyone. Don't impose your beliefs to other people. Don't make your problems ours, please. Anikolap was saying everybody was given, or everybody has been sent for a certain purpose in life. Okay, so sometimes your purpose might be through ancestral spirits and spirit guides. Doesn't necessarily mean you are evil in a certain manner. It's just commanded differently, or you were commanded differently. Okay, as Pumen Lab. So yeah, you are a spiritual, you are a gift child or adopted by the spirits, and now when you decide to dismiss that or deny that, basically saying to Labantu who gave you this gift, because some of them rely on you, some of the ancestors rely on you, so they get their rest, or so they complete their journey. Now when you deny it, your mother denied it, your grandmother denied it, your great-grandmother denied it, your great-great-grand denied it. So now, do you understand? So it will go. It will go from generation to generation, or it will descend from generation to generation until at some point people hear. And now we then say, it's a generational curse. Everybody's going through this. Sometimes it's not necessarily a generational curse, guys. Sometimes we're just ignoring the signs, or we are too stubborn to listen. Anyways, you must understand that ancestors are not, or ancestors or the spiritual realm is not playing tag. Abadlala umukuku. Ngize, ngezi. I take you first. No, they're not playing that. They're not playing tag. Hide and seek. They don't hide, neither do they seek. They will show you visions. And you know what I like is that after you have been told things, they tell you, they show you what could happen. Or sometimes they show you, sometimes they even show you your success. You should be here, but because you are stubborn, because as I always say, in that world, in niga, in that world, in niga, that is why we see tobega, or is tobegile, that is why it's zota, because that is why we do offerings, because there's always this battering. Give me, you show your appreciation and acknowledge what I am doing for you, so that I can keep on doing more. And even with that, I always say, spirits or ancestral spirits or the spirit guides, they are very short-tempered, guys. But they will show you flames. So yeah, so they don't play tags and umukuku and ngezi, or you decide on 2023 you fund your consult, and then you are told the truth and you are told what to do, and you decide I'm going to do it in 2025. Okay, so we get into now when we say Umlilo Wabaphansi, which is an unexplainable illness. Sometimes it comes, Umlilo Wabaphansi can be an unexplainable illness. It can be blind. Okay, it can be a sickness. It can be disability. It can be your legs locking. It can be you getting this wound that does not heal. It can be not being able to move because there's sort of like certain sensation in your legs that's causing you not to be able to move. It can be something that's moving up and down in your system, but when you go to the doctors, there's nothing going down, up and down in your womb. You go to the doctors, there's nothing. They don't see nothing, or they don't see a scientific reason for it, or they don't have a scientific reason for it or an explanation for it. But we are going through this thing. You are in pain. Your body is in pain. Guys, Umlilo Wabaphansi has no cure. And once you got into that stage of Umlilo Wabaphansi, once you get into the stage where they deal with you, no one can heal you. I will not even try, nje. Because sometimes we tell people and we seem like a fantasy world, and it seems like we are making things up. So when that stage comes, you can go to any healer, any hospital, any doctor, specialist. They will not find anything. They will instead misdiagnose. They will misdiagnose you, and that's it. But they will not find anything. And it can happen in different ways. Sometimes it can even, but ube nayo yonke into and say, it couldn't be Umlilo Wabaphansi because nginemoto nginendlu nani, and then it goes and descends kubantwana bakho. It's ubona kubantwana bakho because you get this one child who's very sick and making your life miserable while you think you have everything. And sometimes even with that, having everything, but you don't find yourself happy. So we are not saying they're bad people, we are not saying that spirits are bad, but what we're saying is that sometimes listening even to God helps. Because sometimes it's not even about the spirits that are commanding you, but God commanding you through them. Because things have to be completed by your generation. Things have to be completed by your family. Your family has healers that are supposed to be healing the world, God's world. When Noah was commanded to build an ark, so he can save people from the storm that was coming, he denied it and said, "Why me now? Why should I be tested about ngaleyo nto leyo? Why should I do this ark?" But at some point, because he had no choice, he built it. At some point, because time was not waiting for him. Time never waits for you. Time waits for no man. And time is no one's friend. They will show you, they will come in dreams and show you different dreams and show you warning signs that this is coming. I often say to people will say, or I always say this, especially with people who have water spirits, ne? And sometimes people who need to go under initiation or self-initiation, and I say, or people who need to go and do something maybe through a manzin or go and pray a manzin, and they say, "Oh, nyasaba," and I'm like, you see that day, you see the ocean, you see yourself under the ocean in your own bed, not even a dream. Uhleli ubona amanzi engatheza, ulibona ifu noma amafu akhelana or izulu lakheka amafu wabona, because they give you that vibration of knowing that this is not natural. The day uyibona lelo lwandle, the day endlini uthi uyangena kugcwala amanzi, you don't even know where the water is coming from. That's the day you will know what you're supposed to do. Because if they say to you, wena fanele uye emanzini, bazokulanda bona uye emanzini. But what I can tell you is that time waits for no one. So yeah, Umlilo Wabaphansi, guys, can be like an ailment in Jefuta, very strange, a very, as I say, it cannot be medically explained sometimes. And then now doctors will go about telling you, misdiagnosing you about things you don't have, and you're taking medication still wrong, that is even making the situation worse. Only to find that this is spiritual. And I did speak about this on shamanism and astral traveling. I spoke about shamanism being a certain way of healing, or a certain way that was used by medical experts, because shamans were medical experts also. So when they couldn't find a diagnosis in science, or an explanation in science, they would use shamanism. It's still practiced in other parts of the world, like India. Um, People still follow spiritual things and customs, and their customs and culture. It's still done. Okay? So, when, and then bakbophi nyawo, I sometimes we can even see ukuthi lo end result boshwe inyawo, and that cannot be cured or that cannot be healed. And we just leave you to deny it as much as you want. Now this is the thing. It doesn't matter. You can be okay now. You can be okay. Una 40, you can be okay. Una 50, then it hits you. Then they start showing you flames. Kabanga. So hambe kangaka so una 50, and then they take everything from you. Everything, every little thing from you. Or they take your kids. So kule age ukuthi now I'm on retirement, I'm done. Baqalisele phansi ubona imhlaba bawugoqa as an envelope. Then you'll open your eyes, because at some point something has to happen. Sometimes, guys, even if you see things and then you see things, you see things are happening now. You're going through blindness. Some are even blinded. Some are going through unnecessary struggles. And when you start seeing that and you decide, might as well commit suicide. And to find that the spiritual realm doesn't even give you that option. They don't even give you that option to commit suicide. Uphuze lokhu ubuye esibhedlela. Wenze lokhu ubuye esibhedlela. That's because you were hard on listening. So let's talk about now blindness. Sometimes where you see, so blindness, sometimes it can happen overnight. Sometimes it takes time, but you are born with your sight is deteriorating. Your vision is actually becoming weaker and weaker. And when I talk about the vision now, I'm not talking about the spiritual visions that you get, but I'm talking about the eyesight. Amehlakho. You're starting being blind because now it's blurry. Now it's even with glasses you can't see it, and then you because sometimes they even start maumtwana, they just give you blindness until things are done correctly, and then go be right, because this is just a spiritual thing. They affect your health. Ugule nje ugule kusabathiwe this person, man, was fine, man, what's going on? You don't even know what's going on with you. You will go through things because they show you, they tell you, you are told you, isn't it, you go and consult, and then I don't know what's the point of consulting 10 times and not actioning one of those things. I don't see the point of consultations if you are not going to fulfill, or you are not going to do the resolutions. Could be me, but I feel sometimes disappointed because that means you don't know what to funa. Or sometimes that means you are just stubborn, and you will keep on going, spend imali, but basically you are not actioning what they are telling you. And I'm all for actions, guys. I'm all about actions. For me now, it's not about the dreams, it's not about the visions and it's not about that. It's about actually completing what you're supposed to complete, or actually getting to the purpose of you being called. Yini le fane kuyenza after sowugqokela amabhidzi namabhayi waphatha induku, waphatha amajazi, waphatha iphika, wafaka iphika. Yini that actually you're supposed to do, because those are just things to symbolize your journey to physical people, but basically it's not really serving the spiritual world or the spiritual realm. It's not serving it. It's not serving God. Ungaba namajazi from beginning to end, from ungaba namajazi wayo yonke month of the year. But fact is, what is it that God has called you to do, and what are you doing? That's the whole point of this thing. Are you getting to that land? Are you getting to that point, or that breakthrough that you were sent to do, or that purpose that you were sent to do? Are you getting to that, or you just you enjoy tenga? It's not about I can wear beads and not wear them sometimes, but the fact is, as long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to do and what I've been called to do, then I'm actually really serving the purpose. So there's no point in us telling you njalo, so hamba ufuna ibhayili, so hamba ufuna amabhidza, so, but you are not getting into the main course. There's no point in eating it dessert and starters, but you're not getting into the main course. Okay? And then unnecessary struggles where you find yourself, you are struggling, man, and there's no explanation for it, basically, because you once did well. Everything was fine once in your lifetime. So you're going through these struggles, unnecessary struggles, and that's because you are not completing things. And it feels like when they say there's inflation in the economy, it seems like it's affecting you more than anyone else. Or when they say the country is not doing well, it seems like when a war affected when everything that comes, you get affected by it. That's because keep on being stubborn and denying what you are seeing and dismissing what you are told. Uzohlangane nabantu estradini, they tell you, mntanami, when you need to go and complete this and this and this and this, nangu gogo uhamba nawe, or uhamba nale ngilosi, go and go. Yazi abantu bani, uyabazi abantu banjani. Because God has given us that privilege of actually having angelic acts being performed every day in our lives, but we don't see. In fact, we want angels with wings. So yeah, unnecessary struggles, guys. And then now I'm going to talk about the descending it to when it finally gets to the point where it descends to your children. Just know, Guti, when whatever that you're going through, it's basically for life now. Once it descends and then and the child naye usa drega, because as I said when I started, those people or those spirits need rest, and their rest comes from you and you completing each journey. Because when you complete your journey, and each journey, you're not completing it for yourself but whoever. When we say ngimbeto someone, and this somebody ungbete not because he just wants to be part of my life, because there's certain things that we have to complete, mina naye. So he has to guide me through the spiritual realm as well as this physical reality. He has to help out and guide me through all of it, so that we will complete this journey together. So it now finally gets to descend to your kids, and then nabo basazolinda. And some point, you know what I like about Umlilo Wabaphansi? Sometimes ugulu uzuhlala embhedeni sabathi kuthiwe lo muntu lona man, lo muntu lona why? Because you can see ukuthi akusena muntu la. Why mara umphefumulo ungahlukani nenyama? And obanye abantu uphume kabuhlungu, like uzofeel ukuthi yo waze wasafara umuntu ahlele embhedeni. Sometimes you even did bad things to other people and you forgot about it. And it's a you are given a gift to heal. You use that gift for dark and evil things, and then you get to that point where they would say, okay, because everything has an end. Everything has an end, and sometimes you might not feel that wrath or punishment, but somebody is going to feel it for you. But we are not saying spirits punish and all of that, but you go through things. We are just giving it that name, punishment, but basically it's not punishment, but it's just trying to bring you into the right path. I don't want to lie, guys. Siphume kakhulu sometimes into what we're supposed to be doing and what we are called for, and we are doing our own things sometimes. And sometimes our own things don't help. And what I've realized about people is that some people don't actually care about the well-being yabantwana babo, because well-being, that should be first priority, where I do anything, I will do anything to make sure that my kids are well in their lives, and they see their progress and what God had planned for them. But izinto zabo zivalwe yimi. And even I don't go out to seek for help, but I can see there's a problem here. Okay, so that's that. And then, yeah, I think that's that. I don't want to share more or less. I just wanted to say nje, and I think ikhehla liwani belifuna nje sixoxe ngaloko. Sixoxe nje ngaloko ukuthi umlilo wabaphansi, guys, is something that is real. And it does exist, and not necessarily in a form of a negative or evil way, but sometimes, as you do now in this world now, and now they do that. Mawuthi pakani imani laphaya nabo, they will say paka ume laphaya. Sizokathenda nathi mase si right, mase siqede yonke into yethu, ayinawo usayenza into zakho. Because when the time comes, for us to fulfill things, guys, because even in this world, sometimes, or not, even in this world, not sometimes, but sila for a reason, and for a certain season to other people. Sometimes most of us are just here to fix. We are here to fix or help with other people. Not fix people, but help other people. Sometimes you're just here to complete other people's books. You're just here for that. And so if you're going to focus on yourself, that's why I always say this thing needs umuntu to be selfless. So when you're going to focus on you and you and you, and even what I like about, I don't know, about my spirit guides, is that you will just hear a message saying not everything is about you. Because spirits don't abakuniki paragraph. They don't work on telling paragraphs or writing paragraphs. I don't know, but from my experience, they just give you a few words, basically a sentence. It's not about you, and you're like, okay, let me do the right thing. So if you're going to learn the utu yabapanisha, yabapanisha ne. If you're going to say you're playing tech or yabapanisha, or I'm not going to do this now, or now the day you want to do it now because things are becoming tight, or things are getting messed up in your life, that's the day nabo they will say, now it's our time to kupagisa. Nabo bazokupagisa kancane. Some of the people are even paying for amacala abangawazi. You know, as we grow as generations to generations, you get us now, but hambo lungisa lapha nalapha because your parents, and you like, but they didn't teach me, because they dodged this thing and avoided it in the best way they could. So thina masizokutshela ngamacala, and then you go back and say, but umkhulu wami bekangakwenzi lokho, but umkhulu wami this, umkhulu wami was a Christian. Umkhulu wami was a Christian. Umkhulu wami, before there was Christianity, there was spirituality. Spirituality has always been there. So it's how you look at it that's different. So yeah, now umkhulu uyabuya and then umkhulu ufuna ulungise because umkhulu did not complete what he was supposed to. And then when we tell you, when Utabi tells you, and you're like, yeah, mina umkhulu wami bekangazenzi lezi zinto lezo. It doesn't work like that lapho sekakhona. He wants now to fix things, and unfortunately the only way to get through all of these things is through you. And now you are playing hide and seek. You are playing maze. Maze chase with your ancestors and your spirit guides. It's up to you guys. At the end of the day, it's up to you how you want to help yourself. It's up to you whether you want to help your kids. And it's up to you whether you want to end things. We are in a time right now when some of the things we have to say now, it ends here. Now it's too much. Now it's done. This headache, this heartache, it's too much. And this is where I draw the line. We are in that time of our lives. I hope it's clear. I hope I make sense. And yeah, do as we always do. The button, subscribe, like, share, comment. Just don't tell me to repent, guys. That did that a long time ago, done that a long time ago. Before I was born, I repented already. So yeah, thank you so much, people.